Good to go. All right, guys, what's up? We're at the Nick Bailey Open 2018. We have first round between Frank Persick and Tyler Turner. Frank is a big player of Malamar this season, late in the season, and Tyler, I've seen him play Zorgarb, and it's exactly what they're playing today in round one for us. Looks like Tyler's going first. Now we see Tyler put the parallel down. That's a really good early game card against Malamar right now. So Frank's going to be looking for this field blower to try and set up his bench. Because if he can't get enough Inks down, this match will be tough. Frank with a pretty big Sycamore. He needs to hit some pieces here. He's got a couple float stones. Now I know that Frank plays the Marshadow GX, so he's definitely going to have one out for knocking out at least one Zoroark in this matchup. Not sure if the Marshadow's going to survive long enough to take more than one knockout, but that's his out. Frank is just treasured for the Lele. He's going to grab Sycamore for next turn because he already Sycamored this turn. It's a pretty rough start. He's got Inkay in the active. If Tyler just attaches an energy, he can knock this Inkay out, and Frank will have no Inkay on board. Frank's opts to put the float stone down. He's going to retreat in the Hoopa. Oh, he's going to retreat in the Lele instead. He's going to pass. Tyler is playing the Bursting Balloon version of Zorgarb. There are two different versions. Sometimes players play the Choice Band Floatstone version, and more recently people are picking up on the Bursting Balloon version. I'm curious to see if he plays the Unit Energy along with the Kartana GX. Tyler getting out that Garbodor, huge in this matchup. I mean, Zoroark is already hitting for weakness on things like Dawnwing's Necrozma, and now the Garbodor to shut off Inkay. If he can get a tool down, Tyler's looking pretty set for this early game. Tyler thinking about where he wants to attach this energy. This is pretty important for what he's going to set up late game. The Zoroark seems like the likely pick here. He's going to put down the balloon. Turn off abilities for next turn. Frank will not have access to Malamar unless he can find a field blower. This field blower will be huge because he's need to get rid of the Parallel City and the Bursting Balloon to have a real chance at setting up this game. Tyler decides to pass, does not enter. Oh, he does put the Energy Drive 40 on the Lele. We see Frank immediately throw down that field blower, get rid of that Parallel, get rid of that Bursting Balloon. He's going to have access to abilities. That's going to be huge this turn. Now we see Frank plays one of the Hoopa. This is one of the big one prizers that's being teched into Malamar right now, along with Pressure Mewtwo. There's a big debate about whether or not the Hoopa's better than the Pressure Mewtwo. I think it honestly depends. Hoopa has some great early game with the first attack being able to put 20. And having 130 HP puts it out of Zoroark knockout range, which is also pretty important here. Obviously, Tyler's answer to that Hoopa is definitely going to be a Trash Launch Garbodor. That would knock that out pretty well. Otherwise, he's going to have to two-shot that with Zoroark, which isn't that great, especially because the Hoopa can two-shot Zoroarks. All right, Frank is able to get one Malamar down. I'm not sure if he discarded... Yes, he definitely discarded a Psychic earlier with the Mysterious Treasure, so he's going to have that Hoopa going online for this turn. Yep, here we go. Psychic Recharge. This Hoopa is ready to swing.
What's up, Otto?
Yo. All right, we got Natalie. She's back from running the tournament. All right, Natalie, we got Malamar versus Zoroark. Doesn't look good for Frank, but maybe he can make it out.
Oh yeah. Oh, I like the images. It's exactly what Frank and Tyler look like.
It's pretty accurate.
Are we live on both channels? We should be. Okay. Oh, and Frank's got the Hoopa. What do you think about the non-EX or the non-GX text? Which one do you think is the best?
So I'm a pressure Mewtwo guy.
Yeah, me too.
But I see the merits to Hoopa. Like the early game pressure seems good.
Yeah.
And being able to two-shot Zoroarks, like,
that's a big thing.
is also pretty big,
yeah.
right? But the issue here is like Hoopa can't attack next turn.
Oh,
he's going to need to put a Dawn Wings Necrozma to reset that Hoopa. But that Dawn Wings is already weak to Dark.
And it shuts off by Garbatoxin.
It shuts off by Garbatoxin. I don't know.
Yeah. I think I like Pressure Mewtwo also, but yeah, it doesn't really do anything against Zoroark. You really need a Choice Band to even two-shot them.
Three-shotting the Zoroark
yeah,
is just
it's really bad.
That's really rough.
But man, making Jet Punch do 10 damage to the bench.
Yeah,
that's
huge,
really good.
huge. I think Pressure Mewtwo is the way to go versus Buzzwole.
Oh,
I
sure.
see the Hoopa as a way to beat Zoroark, but I don't know. Against Zoroark especially, that seems pretty tough.
Yeah.
Oh, we see Tyler going in. Hoopa is weak to Psychic, so that Psychic's gonna knock it out.
Things are looking pretty rough for Frank. This is a pretty bad matchup.
This is pretty bad for Frank. He needs to hit. I mean, the Marshadow is the play in this matchup, but he's got a Mewtwo in the active.
Do we know if Frank plays Marshadow?
I'm pretty sure Frank plays Marshadow.
We don't have their list.
We don't have their list, but like knowing Frank, I'm pretty sure he plays Marshadow on the list. So what do you think about Zoroark Garbodor as a deck, Natalie?
I just don't think it can beat Buzzwole very well. So that's my big problem with it.
It's got Psychic Attackers.
It does have Psychic Attackers, but honestly, I think Zoroark Like Rock is better against Buzzwole than Zoroark is. But it does beat Malamar pretty well, so it might be a move.
Yeah,
honestly.
this is just a